suggested that if this app was this important in terms of our response, that potentially it would have been mandated. Could you go into the government's decision around why you chose to make it and not a compulsory app? And also, potentially for Professor Murphy, overnight the World Health Organization has warned governments against the use of immunity passports because of a lack of evidence of the virus not being able to be contracted by the same person twice. What's the Australian government's understanding of this at the moment?
Sure. So in terms of mandating it, we didn't believe that that was appropriate for Australia. We didn't think that that would be acceptable to the Australian public, and it wasn't acceptable to us. The Prime Minister was absolutely clear from the outset that this had to be a voluntary app, and that is why we've also ruled it out as being used for what you might call a passport. Now, there are two different types. There's testing for antibodies, which the Chief Medical Officer will deal, or the possibility that an app could be required for entry into a premises. That is illegal. We have specifically passed, as part of the biosecurity determination, a provision which makes it illegal for anybody to require you to download, to use or to maintain the app. And so we made a judgment based on two things: values and Australian character. Values, that we did not believe that it was appropriate for a government to mandate that. We've been fortunate through the relationship with the states and the virus to develop this incredible Australian relationship and partnership, and making it mandatory would have breached that partnership. And I've got to say, right from the outset, the PM said, we're only doing this if it's voluntary. And equally, though, we've gone further and said no person can require you to download it. Brendan?
Yes, so on the issue of immunity passports, I would agree with the World Health Organization. It's still too early to know whether antibodies detected by serology, which is still in development, do represent permanent lifelong immunity. We just don't know that. We do know that some people who've recovered have continued to have detectable virus. We don't know what that means. We don't know whether they're infectious. We know that most people after the virus do have antibodies. We don't know how long they'll last or how long the protection will last. So it is too early to use immunity passports, I would agree.